All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the last bit of our math practice packet pages for 5th grade, and we are going to be using volume today. So before we start, we're going to draw a turtle. I'm going to start with an upside down U, and I'm going to close it off and give it a little extra border. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big circle, and this will be his head. Okay, and 2 big eyes, maybe a huge smile, a little tongue in there. Okay, I'm going to draw a little leg up front over here, and then 2 smaller ones in the back. And then you can just put circles for his shell if you want. You can get creative with this, just like any of your drawings. I could do another one over here. And instead of this one being happy like this guy, she could be asleep. Could have simple little eyes like this. You can give her some eyelashes. Okay, and then even her shell, you could get fancy with it. You could kind of do some geometric shapes if you wanted to. Okay. So whatever you wanted to do to make your turtle. So keep sending those in, please. Love seeing them, and you guys draw better than me, so that's great. I love to see yours. Let's talk a little bit about volume. Get rid of these guys. What you need to remember about volume: it's length times width times height. Okay, or L times W times H. Okay. Now, when we do volume and we have our length times width times height, just remember that we're dealing with 3-dimensional shapes. We have 3 dimensions. We have the length, the width, the height. We have 3-dimensional. When we have a 2-dimensional shape, you wouldn't have the volume of it. You would have length times width, which is the area. So some people will say that volume is base area times the height. Okay? So if we have a shape, let me get rid of all this. Let's say we have a shape. Okay. I'll show you the inside of the box too. Okay. If our length from left to right here is a 3, and our width from the front to the back is 4, and our height is 5. Okay. We can say that this 2-dimensional shape down here, this rectangle, we could find its base area by doing length times width. So this would be 3 times 4, which is 12. But when we want to find the volume, we also have to factor in the height. So now I can do 12 times 5 to get 60. Now I didn't write which measurement this was, so right now I would say 60 cubic units. Okay. If I had that each of these was inches, then I could say 60 cubic inches. Or I can get fancy by writing inches and putting the exponent of 3 to show that it's cute. Okay. So if I was to use this problem, 3 times 4 is the base area, and this would be like how many layers or how many levels, right? I have 5 of them, so it would be 12 times 5. The front face, they're talking about the piece that you can see as you're looking at the shape. So as you're looking at the shape, you would see this rectangle up front here. Okay, so the front face, how many cubes? Well, it would be 3 times 5, which is 15. So I was trying to incorporate what we have done in class with some of the things that they've asked you on the packets, because a lot of the one that they show you in the packet, they have all the cubes and blocks drawn in for you. Okay, so I tried to go through and make sure that we had the same kind of language, because they keep asking about your layers. Okay, so your layers is going to be your height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Okay, all right. Now the last video, I had introduced you to my guinea pig, and I mentioned that one of my favorite artists was Escher. So I just wanted to show you real quick. You can Google, and this is all it was when I went on Google, I just found some example of some images that he does. So here are 2 examples of his work. One is his famous staircase, where if you follow the staircase, it's kind of like a continuation, but there's an upside and a downside to each staircase. So it's kind of wacky of how he got it to mix like this. And then another illusion that he has over here is that it looks like it's a picture of him drawing a hand, but the hand is actually drawing the hand. So he's a very good illusionist, and he has many works that you can look at. So this is why he's my favorite. Plus, I always joke around that my husband, my daughter, my son, they all have a name that starts with J, so that if we ever bought a pet, that the pet's name would start with an E like mine, and it just worked out beautifully that we have Escher now in our house. All right, it's been great doing math with you. Please keep sending me your work and your drawings, and any drawings I haven't had up here, please feel free to show me your creations. All right, stay safe, everybody.